Hi guys, and welcome to part 2 of how to write a character who is blind or visually impaired. And I would just like to say up front that the things that I'm talking about are the things that I have noticed over the years, and I'm sure that there are a ton more out there, and I'm going to, link some resources to other blogs and things. But anyway, so today I want to talk about specifically fantasy. And this time I'll stick to fantasy. I know the last video I kind of got off of that, but okay, so in fantasy books, and I have several examples. So, I am so tired of the storyline or trope, I guess it would be a trope, of a character losing their sight and then having a special power because they lost their sight. Like supernatural hearing or supernatural smell or touch or whatever it may be. I mean, first off, why not have a character, and I applaud the show Avatar for doing this. A character who was born blind. And give them a power that has nothing to do with their sight loss. Like for Victoria, yes, Victoria lost her sight when she was 3. But her power has nothing to do with her sight loss. And actually, in the early drafts of Lightning Proof, Victoria was sighted. She was fully sighted. But then I decided, okay, well, what if she was visually impaired? That would add a whole nother element to her fear of her powers. But she would have her powers even if she was sighted. So that's one thing I've noticed. And I've also noticed the whole character loses sight, character is blind for a while, character gets sight back. Okay, that's not always the case. Yes, a character loses their sight. Okay. But don't always make them get it back. Because that's, sometimes people don't get their sight back. And an example of this, which this is what bugged me about this book, is the last book in the Lunar Chronicles, Winter. The overall book is amazing, but the character, I can't remember his name, but this character lost his sight for like 2 weeks. But thankfully he didn't have like any magical powers come from it. He lost his sight for 2 weeks and then got it back. Okay. And I've just noticed this a lot in fantasy books, not so much in like realistic fiction, but in fantasy books I've noticed this a lot. And I just you know, if you're gonna go this route, if you're gonna make a character blind, you know, just first off, and this is more for like TV than books, TV and movies, but ditch the dark glasses. Please, I beg you, ditch the dark glasses. Not every single person who's blind wears dark glasses. Some people do. You know, maybe they want to protect their eyes. You know, or like me, I wear glasses. I wear dark glasses when I'm outside. And sometimes in really bright lights, I will wear filters that clip onto my regular glasses, which I'm not wearing right now because they are only for like walking around. It makes me dizzy to wear them while doing this. But anyway, so just ditch the dark glasses. I beg you, please. And I really, and this is kind of going off topic, but the one thing out of all the horrible things that this show is, I'm talking about in the dark, the hot topic that has been circulating in the blind community the last week. The character of Murphy does not wear dark glasses, and I really applaud the writers for that. That's like the only thing that I applaud them for. And I will talk more about In the Dark in a later video. But don't get me started on that. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on, writing a character who is blind or visually impaired. I mean, you can have some partially sighted, characters. They don't always have to be blind. Totally blind. Like I said in my last video. Because every single person who is blind or visually impaired sees differently. We don't all see the same. And that's one of the stereotypes that needs to be demolished. And I hope this video made sense. I know it was a little bit rambly, and I apologize for that. But I hope that it made sense. And I will see you in the next one.